All right, hey, Shalom, first and foremost, giving our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rikah HaKodash. Dumb honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. All right, this is Brother Yeshai, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. And this lesson is going to be basically a World War III update, on the Russia and the Ukraine conflicts, okay? Brothers been in the chats, and just been staying abreast on the articles and the updates that are coming out, and hey, this is a hell of a time that we're in, man. We're on the verge of World War III. We're on the cusp of World War III, and the Lord is stirring everything up, ultimately to end this current world and this system, all right, with a big shebang, man. And them thermonuclear missiles are going to be part of it, So just to get into this, man, this is CNN, and as you can see, February the 14th. All right. So this is very recent. The latest on the Ukraine-Russia border crisis. All right, where things stand. U.S. officials are warning Russia could launch an invasion of Ukraine as soon as this week, but they are still holding out hope that diplomacy can prevail. Okay, now, just really quick, Russia and the Ukraine, okay, have been at odds, ever since around the Ukraine left the USSR in 1991, August 24th to be exact, 1991. So, they broke off, and since then, Russia's leader Vladimir Putin, okay, has been trying to get them back, and has, basically felt some type of way about, the Ukraine leaving, and the Ukraine wasn't the only so-called state to break off, or country to break off of the USSR. I believe Crimea, and the various other countries that formed the USSR, broke off. All right, but right now we're talking about, and we're centering on the Ukraine, and the U.S. has relations with Ukraine. Okay, so this thing can play out in multiple different ways, but basically this is an act of war if Russia invades Ukraine, because then the U.S. will have to step in. Okay, and even if they don't step in, okay, they're going to break the so-called amicable agreement that the Ukraine has, man, with the U.S. And thus, the Ukraine might just join back with Russia, and these other states, might follow suit. And there you go. The USSR is back together again, man. Scriptures say the Lord is going to put hooks in the jaws of the bear. The bear represents Russia, man. He's gonna put a hook in their jaw, in his jaws, symbolizing and bringing them back to the USSR mind state that they was in, man. Okay, during the Cold War, and hey, Gog and Magog is a vast land. I believe I read somewhere where the USSR, or like Russia, and a few of the countries I just named, and then various others, amassed for about 1/8 of like the whole Earth, or like the whole the land mass. Okay, either just over there in the east, or I believe it's basically, because over here you got the North, Central, South America, Canada. You know what I'm saying? Alaska. Well, So pretty much it was. And don't quote me on that, but it basically they took up or stood for a large percentage of the Earth, man. Okay. And don't be simple. Not the Earth, including the seas, but the land. The lands of the Earth, man. So it was a big deal. And then once if they come back, in that USSR mode, hey, it's gonna be a formidable. Well, it's not even gonna be fair to little America, man. The scriptures also talk about how the hammer of the earth has been broken, which represents America and them losing power, losing their position as the superpower of the whole earth, man. Okay, and Russia's going to play a big part in these World War III. All right, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced the U.S. has closed its embassy in Kyiv, and relocating remaining diplomatic personnel to the western city and Lviv. President Biden spoke with Russia's Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky over the weekend, but there was no major breakthroughs. Germany's chancellor met with Zelensky in Kyiv today, and in ongoing de-escalation efforts. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? And this thing is heating up. So like I said, it can turn any way, man. This is wars and rumors of wars, man. All right. So Ukraine can either, fight, and Russia ends up taking them over and reclaiming them back to the USSR. All right. Or America has to step in and do something, and that's going to basically start a war between them, their allies, okay, and Russia. Okay. And this is all in the scriptures, man. So without further ado, let's get into the scriptures, man. All right, this is the book of this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So there you go. We're hearing of wars and rumors of wars, but hey, the end is not yet. But it's close. It's on the horizon, man. All right, we can feel it through the spirit that these the end is near. All right, and by this being in the mainstream media, okay, hey, this is a big deal, and it's showing you that the Lord is about to start working, man. Okay, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, that's kingdom against kingdom, Russia and America. Okay, and the EU, the NATO, and all those countries that consist they consist of. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places, and these are the beginning of sorrows. So there you go, man. All right, we got this is wars and rumors of wars, man. Now, let's go to the book. I don't plan to make this too long. I just have some precepts that I do need to get. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as a feet of a bear. Okay, now when you go into that leopard is talking about the Grecian Empire. Okay, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and that bear represents Russia, and the feet is symbolic for the end of a thing, man. Okay, so when this beast that John the Revelator is looking at is basically the superpowers or the rulership, okay, in time periods, okay, of the whole planet Earth, man, because it started out, all right, well, the Grecians really put things into place after they defeated the Medo-Persian Empire, I believe, the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, Alexander the Greek, and and things went from there, man. Okay, so yeah, the feet, or the bear, is talking about Russia, man. Okay, and Russia has a few other names in the scriptures. Okay, Gog and Magog, okay, being one of them. Ezekiel 38, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So there you go. That is symbolic for war. That's war talk, warfare. Okay, the horses and the horsemen. Okay, it said, and it tells you right there verbatim, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army. So there you go, and the Lord is setting this thing up, man, and it's really speeding up. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. all of them with shield and helmet. There you go. Warfare. The things that when in ancient days we went to war, what we were wearing. But like the scriptures say, man, basically the war of old was with noise and you know, it leaves me right now. But basically, this new war is going to be with fuel of fire, which represents the thermonuclear missiles, man. Okay. 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Targamar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. And Gomer represents Turkey. So all that whole little landmass right there, man. Okay. Be prepared and be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are similar to thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Okay. So Russia is going to be the main one of the main players, all right, in World War III. Okay. And they Russia has always been a problem to not only America but to these other nations, but namely America, because it was the reason America basically they falsified the moon landing, man, because there was a thing that was going on. There was a space race. There was a race to see what country or what superpower, okay, because Russia's a superpower, China and all these different countries can basically get to outer space first. And America being America, okay, Babylon the Great staged the moon landing, okay, to so-called beat Russia in a space race, man. So that's something else. I mean, another thing for another day, man. But and I'm gonna bring this one up because I quoted it, and yeah, once upon a time, America was the superpower of the earth, but it talks about the hammer of the earth being broken. All right, Jeremiah 50:22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So there you go. That's why it's that you got to read the scriptures in context. Context with the text, man. All right, and sometimes the Lord will have it to where He's telling you who the aforementioned verbiage is, what the aforementioned verbiage was basically who it pertains to. And in this case, it's the hammer. So the hammer is talking about Babylon. And it's not talking about ancient Babylon, all right, what Jeremiah is talking about the new modern day Babylon, okay, the America, okay, Babylon the Great, because Babylon is still standing, man, okay. Yeah, if I recall correctly, Babylon is basically modern day Iraq, and that's still standing. So this is not talking about Iraq or that landmass known as Iraq right now, which is ancient Babylon. It's talking about over here Babylon the Great. Okay, so there you go. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou also art taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And this is going to be the Lord's sacrifice. Okay, this altar, known as America, as the elders and apostles always always bring out. This is going to be this America, or Babylon the Great, is basically a big altar. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou art striving against the Lord. The Lord hath opened his armory, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. And there you go. That's another code name for America, the land of the Chaldees, because a lot of witchcraft goes on over here. But let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and This is a book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 7. Well, I'm going to start at 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. All right, talking about the angels, the mighty ones. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of the host mustereth the host of the battle. So the Lord is putting His spirit on these certain nations to, putting a warlike spirit on them, man. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of His indignation to destroy the whole land. Those talking about the thermonuclear missiles, man. How ye for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Okay, so amen. The Lord is coming with cruel, crazy judgment. Okay, for Babylon the Great, man. Okay, so let's see. This goes into the destruction or whatnot. Okay, there's gonna be a war in heaven. Okay, there's gonna be a war in the heavens. Okay, aka the first heavens. Okay, which is the atmosphere. Yep. Second Edges 13. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And that's talking about Yahushua. All right, and the sea represents people. Okay, he's coming out of a vast, a lot of people coming out of the midst of a lot of people, man. But I beheld, and lo, he have graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, and that mountain represents a chariot. Okay. But I would have seen a region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. So basically, it just, filled every place where Edris saw looking up. So it was very vast. It was big. Okay. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. So that's talking about World War III. He's just talking about World War III, man. Okay. The Lord is gathering together, these nations, okay, for World War III, and Yahushua is going to be the top enemy to these E and his armies, and like I'm gonna read, they're gonna fight. They're gonna be sore afraid, but yet the Lord's gonna put a spirit on them to fight. All right, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. All right. So, hey, the Lord ain't really going to have to do nothing, man. He's already in his glory. He's what a king does, man. A king doesn't have to really lift a hand. A king gives out demands and has workers have, the people that he is over to do the work. And that's what Yahushua is going to do, man. He's going to give the commandments for the angels. For the elect, okay, that's gonna get those new spiritual bodies, okay. For the thermonuclear missiles and everything, he's gonna have it. He's gonna direct everything without having to lift a finger, so to say, man. Okay, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this one. I don't know why I went out. Revelation, chapter 11. Let's see. In verse 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, and the scriptures go into accounts the describing World War I and World War II. All right, and also World War III, which I just read in 2 Edges 13, and John the Revelator also, Salaki, had visions of these world wars. Okay, and just because it doesn't say world war, verbatim, doesn't mean that that's not talking about it. All right, the scriptures are very parabolic and very symbolic, so you have to really have the Rukaku to be able to understand these words, man. Understand the scriptures. Okay, now Yeah, so Revelation 12 and verse 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And that's not talking about the third heaven where Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai dwells, man. Okay, this is talking about the first heaven. All right, and part of the second heaven because, the first heaven, Salakia, okay, the atmosphere, because you're gonna have missiles exploding in the atmosphere as well, and being fired and detonating, in the atmosphere as well, fighter jets and whatever. Hey, they know that they have but a short time, man. Okay, like I'm gonna skip down and read. All right. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. And Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is speeding things up and showing these devils, and not just no retired army man or some damn Joe Smo that drives a F-150 and has a American flag hanging in front of his house. Now this is talking about a high level elites, and he's showing them signs that their rulership is over, and we also are telling them through the Holy Spirit that their time to reign is over, man. Okay, through the scriptures, we're showing them that the Lord is doing this because of this, doing that because of that. All right, ultimately it's to for the downfall, of your society. Okay. So that's it. I mean, I'm going to give our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Hopefully that was edifying. Until next time, shalom.